Most traders think they lose because they feel they don't know enough about the market. I don't believe that's entirely true. I think that most traders lose before they ever click buy or sell. Let me show you what I mean. So let's check out this replay on 1 ounce gold. 1 ounce gold is something you can consider trading if you have a smaller account that you're starting with and you still want to benefit from the ups and the downs of the market that happen with gold. So let's take it back a bit. Now, on this, of course, it's moving a little faster because this is a replay, but I want to point out a few things. Now, let's say that you missed the first trade signal that was given, because our system is designed to give you a 4-metric system that if you know your colors and you can count to 4, then you can be profitable with trading if you pay attention to all of the metrics. So let's say you missed the first trade signal that was issued because a buy signal was issued around this time. It's not going to show here on this replay, but let's say you missed that. What are some things that you could have done differently in order to enter at a better time? Because it's not just about taking any setup or any sell or buy signal. It's about taking A+ setups, and an A+ setup consists of observing the 4 metrics. You want the daily bias to match whatever the signal is that's given. Then you want the trend of that time frame to be matching along with some green momentum. Now, a sell signal was issued around this time, but I want you to point out why I didn't enter or why I wouldn't have entered at a particular time. Now, this, would have been a good sell signal had you caught the sell signal that was issued before this bar presented itself. But as it keeps going, it turns out to be not the best time to enter. So say you saw this and you're like, should I chase that candle that just went up bullishly? In most cases, you should not, because it hit a tip top for that time frame, but it started to trend and go in the sideways direction. But this is why you wouldn't enter it right away, because as it proceeds to move forward, what you'll notice is it no longer positions itself as an A+ setup. What do I mean? Well, an A+ setup represents daily bias matching whatever the sell signal was, as well as the trend bars, and then you want some green momentum. The green momentum disappeared. So this doesn't mean that it's still not a good time to buy. I just choose not to buy because at this point, it's not an A+ setup. It's bullish. A buy signal was issued at one point, but it's no longer showing the green trend, nor is it showing green momentum. In order for me to press buy, what I would be looking for is bullish, a buy signal to represent itself, or the conditions to match where it shows back green trend and then the green momentum bar. If that represents itself, then it's a good time to buy. But at this time, it's not, because what we're seeing is some sideways action, no momentum. It's showing a little reddish. So you're really not sure what the market is going to do. Not that you're ever sure, but if you have these 4 metrics, you have a high probability. You position yourself to win 80% of the time that an A+ setup is presented. But sometimes sell signals present themselves, buy signals present themselves, but that doesn't make it an A+ just because a signal presented itself. And it's very important to note. You also want to look at the 4 metrics, the daily bias, what the trending bars are doing, and then if there's momentum in the market along with whatever signal is presented. That's very important. So when would be a better time or a more ideal time or a more A+ time to enter a buy or sell? Well, I'm looking for this to turn green, conditions to still be bullish, and then give me a little green trend action taking place here, and that would represent a good opportunity to get into the market. So let's see what that looks like. Let's see if that represents itself. So candle by candle, okay, we see a little, upward action going on here, but it's still for the most part going sideways. It's consolidating, still kind of doing the same thing, even though the conditions for the daily bias is still staying bullish. But look at this right here. We got another buy signal that just presented itself. Daily buy is still bullish, and we got an entry line, which is this green line here. We got a stop loss here to take profit here, take profit too. Now, this is not an A+ setup yet because we don't have green momentum. We do have a green trend showing right there, but we don't have green momentum. But I want you to pay close attention to this area right here, because sometimes you'll see some green momentum peek its head in and then disappear. Sometimes that's a sneak peek or a preview to what's yet to come. And if the other conditions are met, it may be a good chance to hit buy in that moment because you saw a sneak peek of the green momentum that was about to happen. So I want you to pay close attention to that green bar. And this is especially for the ones who are scalping, doing like the scalping trading. However, this tool works for those who do swing trading and longer trades as well. You just switch the time frame to match whatever it is that you're wanting to do. But I want you to pay close attention to this area as I skip to the next bar. And what you'll notice is green showed up at a certain amount of time before the bar actually went up. So of course this is the replay, but a lot of times you can catch that green before the bar takes off and you're able to enter beforehand and still benefit from the upside. But it did not become an A+ setup until the green introduced itself. I'm gonna take it back because I believe the green also showed itself a little earlier than that. But I want you to just, if you focus on this section here. So right there when the reverse buy presented itself, the green has showed up again. So that's really the sneak peek I was talking about before that big boost. Right there, that green presented itself, then it went away, but that was a sign of what was yet to come in this next bar right there. So sometimes you'll get a sneak peek that lets you know what's yet to come by paying attention to the bars and how the metric system works. So if you understand all 4 metrics you're looking for, you can be profitable as a trader using this system. If you want access to the tool, it's a link down below. You can tap into it and get access to it. But I just wanted you to see why it's not a good time to enter it every trade or every time that a signal presents itself, because all of the other metrics are not being met. And if you understand this, even if you don't know what's going on with the market, you can at least position yourself to have a plan, have a strategy, have something that you can stick to and remain disciplined to, and then position yourself to have profits with a high probability. That's all I got for this video. Mr. Smith signing out. Salute.